Golly, nobody ever calls me, and then when I'm trying to do something, literally, that's when people call. Okay? Golly. Alright, so, these guys are even in the ocean. Okay? Now, the bovine share 80% of its genes with humans. Cows are more related to whales than pigs. Humans are related to whales, cows, and pigs. Okay? Pigs and humans are really closely related also. Therefore, we're related to a whale. Okay? Now, the manatee is closely related to an elephant, Hyraxes, and a pig species, the tapir, and the rhino. Okay? So, seals are related to dogs, bears, musceloids, and then you have cat species, which are 90% genes of humans. Alright? So, all of these guys, I mean, we're all related, obviously. But you can see where we didn't come out of the ocean and didn't go back in. This alpha keratin is a spine and teeth gene, which is passed into the ichthyo lineage also. And it's passed into ours. It's a PRSS33 spine and teeth gene. Okay, then there's the CSP12 polymorphism gene with the cartilage, which they pass into our lineage. Okay, they pass it into our lineage, and they pass it into their lineage. We pass that into their lineage and our lineage. You see what I'm saying? But there's always the amphibious way that we come out of the water. Adding here the tetrapod gene and the sauropod gene, you get, or the tetrapod gene and the theropod gene, you get a sauropod, which is an upright walking man. And before that time, it's going to have the hip gene, and it's going to still walk on fours, like an elephant does, but it can still stand up. Okay, and that's where the gorilla is. That's our transitional state where we go from 4 to 2 legs. You see what I'm saying? Before that, we were actually kangaroo. We were literally marsupials. Okay, and you can say I'm crazy all you want. Okay, I figured all that out before I figured it out that it's actually true. Okay, they know that we are. The marsupial or the kangaroo is a close cousin to humans. Very close. Alright? So, I'm not crazy. My methods are finding out the same things that they have. Okay? So, I can't be too far off. See, through this transitional state, though, we're going to have to, the alpha keratin gene is going to have to literally change from ivory into keratin. Okay? That way, we have insulation for our bodies rather than flubber or blubber or whatever, whale fat, that insulates them. We have hair. Okay? So, over time, the closely related, the gray animals, like that are bald, similar to a rhinoceros, an elephant, a whale, a manatee, all of these things that are bald or gray, a hippopotamus, you know, they have ivory. But the rhino is the stage where it starts transitioning into hair, which is keratin. And that's why the rhino, the woolly rhino and stuff like that, the elephant, this is a stage where it's losing its ivory. Okay? And that's why you have, literally in this area, everything starts becoming hairy. You know, odd and even-toed ungulates. You know, especially the giraffe, which has horns that are hairy. After a rhino, which is a hair made of horn, or a horn made of hairs. I'm just going to throw this out here. A sperm whale consists of adipose tissue and a lot of stem cells. Fountain of youth. Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. Stem cells. Alright? The whale shark loses a lot of DNA in the water. Okay? If you have something that's even coughing up or spitting up ambergris, which has a lot of whale DNA in it, you're literally contaminating the ocean with fish or shark DNA and with whale DNA, mammalian DNA. So you're going to have hybrids of these, and which is our double helix. Then the ribonucleotide for the mammal, the ribonucleotide for the fish or the shark. And you're going to have variations in the ocean of the both. You're going to have bony fish, fish that are just made of bone and on the outside, and arthropods, all these variations. Okay? I mean, just a whole bunch of weird variations. And those mainly evolved from the fact that the bone, the nerve system, and the skin had to evolve first. Okay? So, coral evolves, because that's going to be the bone. Then you're going to get sponges, or sponges and coral. Okay? The skin and bone. Then you're going to get ctenophores, which are the nerve systems. That's like jellyfish. They're all just floating nervous systems. That's what our body is. It's like composed of a floating nervous system in water. Because we come from the oceans. That's why we need so much water, because water is detrimental to life. and we have so much water in our bodies. We are a saltwater cell, just like our planet. You see what I'm saying? The planet is a eukaryotic cell, and it can form evolution inside it using your eukaryosis process. And that is your nuclear and your electric energy. That's your alpha and omega, or your alpha, beta, omega. Your growth, your two entities that love each other. The marriage between these two energies. And that's where I believe marriage derives from. Because of these two energies. Opposites attract. And that's what creates. And that is the beginning and the end of everything. I'm just throwing it out there. Simplicity. Earth generates simple ribonucleic acids, eventually utilizes DNA. You have sea squirts, tunicates. You have all this stuff that's going to form what's going to be organs in complex organisms. It's simple by itself, but it's going to be a part of a complex organism. Notice the little tunicates look like hearts and tubules and brachial cavities and lungs and stuff like that. DNA chains in embryonic gels, similar to amphibious birth. Okay, this is basically DNA in cells, eggs, born of the earth. Variations of life and very large, simple multicellular organisms are born. Giant, serpent, flatworm, hagfish, eels, tunicates. Okay, first, you got to have the backbone, But before it has a solid spine backbone, it has a cartilage backbone, and it's like a hagfish, which is male and female, ironically. And it's a mammal and a fish, ironically. Okay, so I'm thinking that this ancestor, this giant, a hagfish, everything was gigantic back in the day. Everything was gigantic, all right? The conditions of the planet were perfect for creating soups of gigantic organisms, I'm just saying. And the serpent is where we evolved from first. Then we grew limbs, which is similar to a salamander. The salamander and the frog, which are two kind of a separate species, but they're similar because they can actually, there's kleptogenesis involved and parthenogenesis. Basically, you can have hybrids of the both. They utilize each other's DNA. So you can get variations of sauropod and variations of animals in this diversification process. And then you have the Cambrian explosion. That's pretty much the area where life started getting to where it knew how to, or evolution knew how to make things live pretty well, multicellular. But it was still trying to perfect humans. I'm just saying, humans are the perfect creation on Earth, besides the Earth. I'm just saying, of a multicellular organism on the planet, which can be proven because of, obviously, our superior intellect. Obviously, it was creating the perfect being. Evolution. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I'm just saying. I'm giving it to people how it is. I'm not biased one way or the other. I'm saying it is what it is. And if you're a holy roller and you think, oh, God does this stuff, oh, God. Okay, look. How do you know that time isn't God? And all of this stuff happens and evolution happens because God knows how to create a being without it dying. He knows how to make evolution happen or adaptation for species to survive. Okay? So if you want to say, oh, it's God, if you're a really holy roller, then I'm just saying, okay, then if you think that, okay, then let your God try to make an animal and it not die because it doesn't evolve or adapt to a sudden change in the climate or something, or a cataclysm. You see what I'm saying? So people, believers and non-believers both, take everything and turn it into garbage.